Hey, my cannonballs. Hey, my cannonballs. I know it's been a minute. Hey, my cannonballs. Hey, my cannonballs. I know it's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. But I'm here for a short, quick second. I gotta get into bed because I gotta go back out tomorrow and do some things. But let me um, let me get back to the. Let me get right to the meat and potatoes. What I was gonna say. So I was watching. Hold on. I kind of got my train of thought. Please forgive me. Oh my goodness, what was I watching? And why was I coming on here for it? I know why I was coming here for it. How come in our community, you know, how come in our community that we always want to cover up? We always want to cover up or tell each other, you know, oh, you'll be all right. You'll just be just fine. You'll just be just fine. Just suck it up. Instead of just saying, hey, cry it out or take some time to yourself. Take some time to yourself. And I really hate that stigma is in our community because it's like when one of us, or when I would say when some of us are going through certain things, it's like we're not even obligated to even, to go through those things. We have to shake it off. And me personally, when I have a moment where I just don't feel like myself sometimes, it's not so easy to shake it off. Now I don't know if it's that whole old school thing, where people would like to cover it up for what it really is. But we need to stop. We need to start talking about it. We need to start talking about it because it's very important. And people need to stop trying to brush it underneath the rug. Stop trying to brush things underneath the rug. I don't understand it. Like the more you brush things underneath the rug, the more the problem is just gonna build. It's gonna build up more and more and more, and then it's gonna cause other things to happen. Because I promise you, it's people that's around me sometimes. I feel like they can be very very inconsiderate, like whatever I may feel or whatever I may be, going through for the time being, it's not that deep. And I'm like, wow, because when it comes to them, they hide. They hide. They'll hide who they really are. I mean, really, they hide what they're going through. They hide what they're going through. And I don't feel the need to hide. I'm gonna let you know. 'Cause I want you to know. I don't want to brush anything underneath the rug. Mm-mm, I don't. I don't have time to be just like, oh, you guys, I may not be feeling like myself, but I'm gonna shake it off and put a smile on my face. No, it's time out for all that. It's time out for all that. If you're not feeling okay, it's okay to take some time out for yourself. You know, a couple of days ago, I had to be selfish. Yeah, I did. I was selfish. You know why? Because I honestly felt like I was being pulled left and right, and I got a little bit overwhelmed. I sure did. I got a little bit overwhelmed to the point where I felt like I was just about to just scream and just maybe just be on a manic episode. I mean, really have a manic episode. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's why I prefer to talk it out, or really just prefer to handle it on my own. hmm Handle it on my own. There's no need for me to just try to bottle it all up and be like everything's okay. Hell no. Some days, it ain't okay. It ain't okay, and it's okay to express how you feel. Never feel the need to brush it off and shake it off so quick because of what someone may. I would say because of how your family may feel. You need to, if you have to sit by yourself and take some time to yourself. do it. I would say do it. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about you. And I would never, ever get to the point where I'm going to put my emotions on the back burner just so I can save face. I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. I'm not doing that. There's no need for me to do that. Mm-mm. I don't need to do it at all. I don't. And then, you guys, it's another thing that I don't like too. Hmm. Don't you hate it when folks think something's going on with you when you are just in your own little zone? Because I really do feel like people be thinking something's going on with me. And I just be in my own little world. I don't bother nobody. I just be in my own little world. But I secretly believe that some folks out here be thinking that a brother is just low and sad and depressed. If I was so low, sad, and depressed, y'all would know about it. You know, and my loved ones would know about it, my friends would know about it. But it's not the case. I'm just doing me, having my little fun for the time being, since I am being pulled from left and right, you know. But I just really get uncomfortable when people be asking me, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" But they always really ask me, "Are you all right?" You know, everybody always asks me that, and it really bothers me. I think I have a resting kind of a bitching. What how they say resting bitching face? You know, where I may look like I'm zoning out and thinking about something, but that is just me. You know, that is just me. I don't mean to look like that all the time. But that is just me, who I am. You know? And it's like just because I may not be smiley, smiley, giddy, giddy, talkative, doesn't mean that I am underneath some type of stress or I'm going through something. You know, we all have our problems, but at the same time, don't look at me like I'm a charity case. And sometimes you can get it. Sometimes you can get that type of behavior from people that care about you. And I really wish they wouldn't do that because it's things that I know about them. Shit. But I wouldn't, ask questions because it's not my business. You know, it's not my business. I just wish we are since we all are grown folks. Just know if something was terrible going on with me, I would let you know. I sure will. Hello, Sagittarius. How you doing? Oh, my eyes are messing up on me. I wish I could say her name, but I can't. My eyes are messing up on me. But hey, Jessica, how you doing? But yeah, that really burns my ass because I feel like if I want to come to you, I'll come to you. But don't look at me with strange eyes or with concerned. You know, whatever I do, I do. Hmm. I will do it. I partake in certain things. But don't think just because I'm partaking in something, that is something there. I don't sip and smoke any problem away. Because after the high is gone and after the drunkenness has worn off, you still gotta deal with it. You still gotta deal with it. You know? You still gotta deal with it. That's all. You know? You still gotta deal with it. I just wish people wouldn't come at me like that because I be feeling like, damn, y'all think I'm just that low? Like, damn. Y'all ain't never had days where you just kind of, just want to zone out for a minute and just kind of be in your own little world. You know, let me have my fun. Y'all have y'all fun. Y'all been having y'all fun a lot longer than I have. You know, a whole lot longer than I have. But oh, when it comes to me, oh, it's a problem. It's an issue. Something's going on with you. No, ain't nothing going on with me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But yeah, that's something that's one of my pet peeves that I just cannot stand. I just can't stand when people do me like that. It's just like And then the whole talking to me as if I don't have a brain. Oh my goodness, I've been dealing with this all my life. I just hate when people think they have to remind me about things that I know how to do. Like, oh my goodness, before you came around me, I promise you, been so many people coming around me. Before they come around me, they fail to realize I know how to do certain things. You know, I know how to do certain things without your help. That's why I don't even ask for too much help. I will only ask help if I don't know if I don't know anything about something. But if I know something, if I know something about something, I won't need no help. Mm-mm. I won't need no help. I won't need no help. I'll be all in the clear, baby. I just don't like being treated like like a handicapped person. Don't treat me like a child. You know, I have moments where I be wanting to get a lift, and then I got another person on the side of me telling me on the side of me telling me, oh, I have to take you home. No, I want to take myself home. I'm grown now. I'm not a kid, but I'm ready to go. You guys, I'm ready to go. I don't have time to be sitting around waiting on everybody to get up and out the house. That ain't me. That really irritates me, and I'm trying to work on on my anger because sometimes I can be a loose cannon, like my name. hmm I can be a loose cannon, and I try, to not get to that place, you know, especially when it comes to people that I love and care about. So I'm trying to work on that. I really am. hmm But you guys, before I go, I was also watching. I was watching a video about this young lady and her mom. I guess they used to do mukbangs, so they had a falling out. But guess who came out and like and had and commented on the story? She just gave her a little opinion, and you could tell the young lady is young. She sounded very immature to me. I don't watch people that's like in their 20s. I don't. I can't take it. I can't. Mm-mm. I just can't. They just very goofy to me. And I don't like too many people that's around me goofy like that. Mm-mm. Because you can just hear it in their voice. Like they haven't grew up yet. Or matured yet. So it's just like, stay away from around me. But the young lady got offended by B Love having an opinion about, her and her mama, situation. Now, me personally, I don't give a damn what it is. That's still your mama. That's still your mama. My mama, we may not always agree. I may get upset sometimes. But at the same time, you have to come back down to earth and know that's someone that loves you and care about you. And ain't nobody gonna do her like anybody else that didn't push you out. Ain't nobody else in this world gonna do you like your own blood. If they really care about you, you know, if they really care about you. And from what I see, I don't see how people that's up in age co-signing this young lady. I mean, I can understand the right from the wrong, but at the same time, we need to be she is considered a peer of mine, you know, a peer. But I think I probably just got 10 years on her, but that's a peer, a peer of mine. But it's I would think that people that's older would help her to understand. Hey, you need to work that out with your mama because anything can happen at the drop of a dime. And what are you gonna be doing on YouTube crying? You're gonna be on YouTube crying and regretting all the things that you're saying about your mama. I mean, the way that you even explained the story, it was like off top, it was disrespect. I ain't never cursed at my mother. I may have cursed when she wasn't around, but I ain't never cursed at her in anger. Not to her face. And when you explained the whole falling out, you were being disrespectful from jump. When you said ass, I think you said it was something to that extent. But you was being very disrespectful in my eyes, and you deserve to be kicked out. Okay, you deserve to get kicked out. Since you want to be grown, be grown. Because at the same time, I done seen a few of your videos. I mean, a few of her videos, and the way that you was talking to her was very disrespectful. But everybody, a lot of people are friends. A lot of people are friends with their kids. I would never understand that. I mean, it's we live in a different age where they allowing kids to have their boyfriends all in the house. You know, just do certain things. I mean, I understand you could be a friend to your child, but that's to an extent. That's to an extent. I would never be a friend to my child. My child's gonna be my child. Look, he or she will be that my child. Hmm. We're not gonna be buddies. Mm-mm. No, we're not gonna do none of that. Cause I wasn't raised like that. Mm-mm. My mama is not my friend. She's my mother. We ain't partying together. She's not allowing me to bring company here and there and everywhere. You know, we ain't we ain't finna be out in the club or out just doing what you do with someone that's not your mom or just someone that you just wouldn't do certain things. Just a boundary. It's a boundary. I feel like it's a boundary out there. Now, if some parents out there are comfortable with that, hey, kudos to you. But I just feel like you open up a door for more disrespect and for more um, unacceptable behavior because at some point they're going to get comfortable, real comfortable. That's why I will not never ever be a friend to my child. I would never ever accept that because you got to know your place. Because sometimes you know young people can get ahead of themselves when it comes to a parent or an uncle or auntie that may be cool with them. You know, you gotta learn how to check yourself. Cause I was getting checked in my 20s too. Hmm. And I'm glad I was getting checked in my 20s because had I kept on going out and thinking I can say this and say that and do this and do that in front of certain people that was older than I am, I'd be a goddamn fool right now to this day. I'd be thinking that everybody's gonna be accepting my the way that I am, and they're not. And it all falls back to what I was saying earlier. Shoot, ain't nobody gonna treat you like your own family. It ain't always perfect, but the ones that do, but the ones that love that show you compassion. Sometimes you may have to get a little tough love, a little tap on the ass. See that tough love will help you in the long run. And it's crazy how you can have a reflection of what your parents was trying to tell you when you being rebellious. Because when you get older, you will see it, and you be like, "Oh my goodness! Now this is what they meant. Mm-hmm. This is what they meant. Mm-hmm. Most definitely, most definitely." And I never, I've never say that I was ever told anything wrong. I was always told things right. It was just my stubborn self. Being on some. I don't want to listen. I want to do things my way, and I had to kind of snap out of that. You know, honestly, I did. I had to snap out of that because I wasn't getting my way. I was getting recommended a whole lot, and even though I was one of the ones that didn't do a lot, kind of like out in the streets, but I still listened, and I took heed to that. And I'm glad that I did because look where it brought me to this day. I'm not out doing things that I know I should not be doing. You know, I could be out there and within the world and just be young, wild, and free, but I'm just choosing to just kind of just be mellow, be in my own little zone. You know, I only get out when I want to get out. I'm not really a big partier, but I will party. You know, but I'm not gonna be reckless out here in the streets. I don't want to get charges on my name. You know, I don't want to have a close call to death out there in the streets riding with the wrong person. I don't want to be at the wrong place at the wrong time because two people got mad and they started to shoot. I'm glad I'm not in that mix in that crowd. That crowd, it never it never um it never phased me. It never got my attention to oh, I need to be just like them. I wanted to stay away from them. I wanted to stay away from people that was out in the streets. I was in the house. Okay, I was in the house. Even though people have done asked me to be in gangs and shit, I don't want to be a part of none of that. I don't even rep hoods or set. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't. I never have, never will, and I don't have the desires to do that. For what? What am I getting? What am I getting off of that? What in the hell am I getting off of that? Nothing but a death sentence, or a number on my name. I don't want to deal with that. I'm glad I'm not in no hospital right now, even though I done had my times. I'm glad I'm not in no hospital. I'm so grateful, that I am protected by God, and I am, and I know I gotta work on myself. I know this already. I know it. I know I gotta work on myself. I know I gotta work on myself. You know, because I want to be the best that I know I can be. Even though when people in millions and well, I would say not millions, but when hundreds and well, I would say when thousands of people may doubt me, or hundreds of people may doubt me. You know, I want it to be known that I, CC, can do it with or without your help. Honestly, I can do it and still have a smile on my face. Still, still happy. Not sad. I like being happy. I wake up hype. I don't wake up, frustrated. Not only if it's something going on, but I wake up happy almost every morning. I really do. I really do. I don't have that negative energy on me like that. I don't. There's no need to. I don't walk around mad and upset. I don't. That ain't me. Never have. Never would be me. Mm-mm. I want to wake up rejoice. Okay. I want to just, hey, go outside and have a cup of coffee. Let the wind hit my skin. Uh, smell the fresh air. You know, I love that. Even though I'm not a big television watcher. I'm not. I don't want to watch this stuff anymore. I feel like it pollutes the mind. I want to watch things, and this is for the future too. I want to watch things. I want to watch things that are going to educate me, so I can learn. I don't have time for the love and hip hops and the housewives stuff. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for love and lockup and stuff like that. I don't have time for all of that. For me, those people can act like that because they are at a different place in their life. And so therefore they can act like that. They got the money to act like that. I don't want to. I don't want to partake in that. I don't need to at all. You know. Mm-mm. And then on the flip side, they're getting paid to act. Some people are acting. Okay, they're acting for a check. hmm And I'm not gonna be on here displaying. I'm not gonna be displaying an act. You know, I'm not gonna be displaying a behavior and then taking it off and thinking that people are supposed to accept me for who for that. Like no, no. Because I was talking to my cousin the other day and he was telling me he was like, I don't believe in disorders, but he was like he feel like how I kind of felt on it too. He feel like people just want to act in a way that they feel like you're supposed to accept their attitudes. And he was kind of for me. I felt him on. I felt him on that. I felt him on that because it's the truth. It's the truth. These people they love to act in an inappropriate way, but then it'll easily go away, and then it'll come back and then they go away. But at the same time, it's all about what they are receiving. You know what they are receiving, what they're hearing to make them react in that type of light. Because a lot of folks ain't crazy. You know, a lot of folks ain't crazy. If they can hit this live and do this and do that in front of the camera, they still got some sense. Just like a crackhead or a panhandler. Them Negroes are just getting high all damn day. They still got common sense. A lot of them done messed their heads up so bad, well, they really their minds up so bad, where it's hard for them to even to communicate or even act right. So therefore, when we do see them out there in the streets, oh my goodness, what's wrong with them? Mm. Well, the drugs done did it to them. For the time being, they're easily look. Let that high wear on off. They'll be back to them normal selves. Because a lot of times, I don't even feel like talking to them. Just like today, it was somebody that was outside the store, had her baby out there. And it was hot too. They're sitting on the steps. Now, she got shorts on, but the child didn't have any undergarments on. And she had her legs open. Now, I didn't see this. I was told this. So that's why I'm talking about it. But how could you have your 5-year-old child out there with a dress on, with her legs open, and not have any underwear on her? That's sad. And you know what? The next time if I see some shit like that, I'm calling 911. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm calling 911. Child neglect. And then the child smell like urine. And then the child asks for food. Me personally, I can only help to an extent. I can. I can. I can only help to an extent. We got that girl. My sister got her some undergarments. But it's a shame that you got these people out here just fucking and sucking. I had, excuse my language, having sex outside of marriage, can't get their stuff together, but want to bring but want to bring a child into their struggle. That's why I don't want to have children to this day. I mean, that's why I don't want to, get a woman and we bring some kids into this world because I don't need them in turmoil, pure due turmoil. Hey, Princess Sheba, pure due turmoil. Like you got your child out here in this heat, and you want us to. I think you're expecting the public to feel sorry for you, and you over there all slunched over, looking crazy. A lot of these folks need some freaking help. How do they get in these predicaments? But you know what? It's all about their choices. It's all about your choices. Your choices will determine your future. It will. It really will. That's why I look. I'm finna start juicing, eating very clean, cause I want to have my. I love my skin. I love it. I want to take care of my skin. I mean, and my body. You know. That's why I see why people don't. I see why a lot of people don't sit around sipping all the time, or really indulging in alcohol, or smoke, or really, well, I would say smoking, because they want to take care of themselves. A lot of people out here looking good for their age, especially them 50-year-olds. Some of them 69 babies and 71 babies, they look good. Some of them look good, not all of them. Some of them look good, baby. They look good. But I want to look like that, for real. And then have the money. And then have the money in the back pocket to show you today. Hey, I'm looking good. I feel good. Financially, I am good. Got somewhere to stay. Ain't begging nobody for nothing. That's how I want to be. That's what I inspire to be. I don't aspire to be out here in distress, looking a mess. Now there are days where you may catch me looking a little rough. Now that's only because I'm doing some work. Now they can laugh about it all they want to, but I want to look like me and look good. hmm Look good doing it, and I want to continue to strive to do that. I don't want to strive to do the opposite of that, because then life is gonna go down a downward spiral. I don't want my life to go down a downward spiral. Like, no, that'll just be a bad look, and I ain't trying to have that look on me. No, no, sir, no, no. I always want to just, I want to look presentable to the world, and I want to also, you know, continue, well, have my image. Well, how can I say it? Um, I just want my image to be like how it's known, like how it's been, like how I put it out there to be. You know, oh, he like a nice young man, and and even though I'm not educated yet, well, I got sense, but I'm not high school. I'm not, I don't have a college educate. Well, how do I say it? I'm uneducated, so therefore, I want to look like that. I want to feel that. That's it. But yeah, I've seen that today, and that really just shocked the hell out of me. I'm like, oh my goodness, and you out here looking like that, and you don't even care that the public can see underneath your daughter's dress. That's just, and it's so many, it's perverted, well, it's perverted people everywhere. But just to think, like, oh my goodness, I hope that woman is not, is not selling her child, because it seemed like she didn't even care. And this the kicker right here. She allowed her daughter to get in the car, you know, with us to go get her some panties. How come I would have got out of the car? I would have preferred the mama to get in on the passenger side and ride with your daughter. You didn't know what's from a can of paint, but you allow a stranger to take your daughter to City Trends to get you some undergarments. What is wrong with you? See, that let me know right there. You don't even care about your daughter. You don't even care about your daughter. You know, you don't even care. feeding her all. And see, this is the thing that gets me when it comes to people that may have mental issues. Feeding your kids sugary shit, sweets. That's not food to me. You know, that's not food. That's not. That's only making them be more of a diabetic in the in the near future. Like ice creams and cookies and cakes. I know people that's like that have mental issues, and they do shit like that. And it's like, really, really, you call a cookie and a pie a meal for the day or for a breakfast? Hell no. Fix a real meal. That's why these kids are hypertension and go, just doing all sorts of things. All that sugar, you know, all that goddamn sugar. But that was just a mess. I just couldn't believe that. That was a mess in the stress, you know. But hey, when some people don't know, and if they do know, I feel like they are ignoring it. You know, I feel like they are ignoring the fact that how we are looking, we may get a little payola, but at the same time, you're still not caring. You're still not caring. Because if you cared, you wouldn't be out here looking like that. You wouldn't be out here having your daughter. Your daughter. How dare you? How dare you? And I see why people step in the role of a parent when it comes to people that may not be on the right spectrum when it comes to their child. Because they just off. We need more we need more positive people that's willing to help. With children out here in this world because the adults don't seem to care. Well, really, their parents. There are the adults. They don't seem to care. It's just like, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? You know, it's just sad. But all we can do is just pray for these folks out here. They minds are gone. They only picking and choosing to get drunk and high. You know, now they may can say that about me. But at the same time, I'm not um I'm not sprung out. I'm not sprung out on anything. I can easily stop doing whatever I'm doing. Okay, which I am. You know, I don't drink constantly every day. If I do have a drink, it's because I was relaxing and enjoying my vacation, or better yet, I was just getting off from work. You know, but I'm still am in control, no matter what it is. I'm in control of that because I'm not gonna let anything have control over me to the extent where to the extent to the extent I'm looking like that and losing it all. Mm-mm, mm-mm, hell no. I may be a little bloated right now because I got bad eating habits, but I can easily change that. But yeah, that was just something that was just really really shocking today, and I didn't really like seeing that. Just like the last time I see somebody with a child, it was cold as hell outside. The baby ain't got no. The baby was in a stroller. Had even he couldn't have been no more than what 3 or probably about 3. She got shoes on her feet, but the baby ain't got shoes. They ain't got shoes on his feet. Like, what's going on here? Like, mm. Sometimes I wish God would never gave some of those people those children because they just don't know. They just don't know. It's sad. But you guys, I gotta get out of here and I gotta get some shut eye. Thank you guys for coming on through. I appreciate you. Y'all be blessed and not stressed. And we'll chat again. Peace.